had a busy morning today. I stopped by Costco and I picked up some things that we needed. We didn't get lucky last time. Well, I guess we kind of got lucky. I'm gonna say it was like 50% luck because we went to go pick up some moicos. And one of the biggest reasons we were going to Costco last week was because we wanted to pick up oikos. And we also had to kind of pick up some other things. But tell me why we get there, and then we get to the yogurt section, and there was two left. One was opened already, and then the other was the one that I picked up. And so I guess we got lucky because we picked up one, which I guess kind of helped us to. It kind of helped us a little bit get to, or have enough until today, which was good. But it just kind of meant that we had to go back to Costco, which kind of sucks. And it seems like some folks are picking up on the oikos because they are selling out more often than usual. So folks are listening. They are listening to the oikos craze. I've been seeing a lot more TikToks as well with people talking about them and shouting them out for being such a good yogurt alternative, which is nice. So I'm glad that people are picking up on them because they are awesome. They're like a cheat code for when it comes to bulking and when it comes to cutting, so you can use them either way. When it comes to bulking, what I usually do is I add a little bit more toppings to it. And then when I'm cutting, it's usually just the plain yogurts, and then maybe add some sugar-free Jello. I was gonna say yellow because I couldn't pronounce it, but some sugar-free Jello, which is what we typically add. And then as we kind of get deeper into the cut, we've been just kind of have to take away some certain things that taste a little bit better, like the chicken fillets that we're so used to that we kind of started off at the beginning of the cut. Now that we're a little bit deeper in and our calories are a lot less lower than what we started, we have to sacrifice a little bit of that flavor. So right now I've been doing a little bit of like deli meat. That's a little bit lower in calories but high in protein. What else? These frozen chicken patties that are already cooked that you can just throw them in the air fryer. They taste so good. That have also really good macros that we also get from Costco. And then what I usually do is I do potatoes during my cut, just because it keeps me a little bit more full. And that's just kind of like what helps me a little bit when I'm cutting is eating foods that have a little bit more higher volume, but also keep me a little bit more full throughout the day. And potatoes help out. But I'm not gonna lie, I do miss rice. When we started this cut, we were eating a bunch of rice, but it was a little bit more in moderation because we had a little bit more calories to play with. But now that we're limited to around 1,700 to around 1,800 calories, you really have to sacrifice certain things, and rice is one of those things that I had to sacrifice. But potatoes have been such a good alternative. I've been doing the instant mashed potatoes because it's just a lot faster. Sometimes, right now at our local Trader Joe's, the mashed potatoes that we typically get that you can kind of just throw in the microwave, they don't have it anymore. And so I went for the last 2 times to see if I can find it, because we like to make kind of patties out of them with either tuna or chicken. And then what ended up happening was that I don't know if they just like got rid of them or they changed the brand or what. Not the brand, but like because it's Trader Joe's. But I don't know what happened. Something changed because I looked at the macros and the macros were crazy. It was like 9 grams of fat per serving, and I already went there twice. So it feels like maybe they got rid of it. So hopefully they didn't, and maybe I just got unlucky and they sold out, because the mash is pretty good. The mash is pretty good, and it's super fast to kind of just throw in the microwave. You can kind of just throw your toppings, some parm, some whatever, wherever it is. You can use it for your bulk, you can use it for your cut. It just depends. It's another little food that I like to throw in here and there. But right now for our cut, it's been doing wonders, to be honest. But because we haven't been able to find it, I've just been doing the instant one where it kind of comes like in a powder form. I think it's 110 calories per serving, and then I think it's either, I forget if it's like around 26 grams per serving or somewhere around there. But if you add a little bit extra water, it kind of makes it the volume a lot like bigger, and so it makes it feel like it's more than what it is, and so it makes you feel fuller, which is nice. It's kind of a little bit of a trick that I've been using, is just throwing a little bit more extra water to what they recommend, and that helps kind of like just make it bigger, make the portion size bigger, but it still has the same macros, which is nice. And so that has been super fast right now during the cut, and because I'm busy, I have to do a lot of things during the day. I just been kind of like resorting to things that are kind of instant, either from like that mash that I kind of get in powder form and I just add hot water, to certain meals like Kevin's Korean barbecue. That's so good. So we've kind of have our little tips and tricks, or little tricks that we use when it comes to cutting, that I kind of learned over the years of kind of like dieting and kind of just cycling from like a bulk to a cut and then taking a break and stuff. But I feel like now I am much more, well, what would be the word? I am much more educated. I feel like I for sure got a better understanding of how my body works, and I also have a better understanding of how to eat, how to not like beat myself up for like during like a diet, because it's hard. You know, you're dieting and you really want to see these results, and sometimes you can kind of like be hard on yourself, and it takes a lot of maturity to kind of like really sit yourself down and not try to compare yourself to other people, and then try to be as happy as possible, you know, with your physique. And I honestly, I know there's guys so much bigger than me, but I've been working so hard towards myself, and I've been putting in a lot of work day in, day out, that I've been super happy with what I have so far. And honestly, it's all up from here. Honestly, I want to just see how far I can take it, how much muscle I can build, and then yeah, just see these different little changes. It's honestly been super fun. I've had I was telling Jasmine, man, I have so much more prominent abs now than I did before, but at the same weight and everything. And I think it's just from having so much more muscle than I did when I first did my cut in, like, I think 2018 with during college. But I didn't really have too much of an idea with dieting. I kind of understood macros to an extent, but I don't know as much as I did today, where I can kind of like play around with my food a little bit more. We are catching a bit of traffic on the way to the gym today. It is Saturday, and I think there's going to be a marathon tomorrow around our gym, so we have to be there might be some construction going on, and it's maybe some streets are blocked off to prepare for that. Maybe that's why we're catching a little bit of traffic right now. Man, we've been dealing with nonstop construction, nonstop road closures at our street to the gym. Man, it's like the universe is trying to stop us from getting these gains, but we are not being stopped. We are going to show up every day except our rest day, because we need rest, and we're going to get this work done. We're going to get this work done because consistency is the number one cost of results when it comes to what we're doing, you know, bodybuilding, and really seeing your body change. We're getting pretty close to the end of the cut, because we're not going to be cutting for, like, let's say an absurd amount of time. I think we're pretty good where we're at right now. I think we need maybe like a few more weeks, either 2, 3. We'll see. We're still kind of gauging it a little bit, but we still have a pretty good amount of energy. I know I have those days where I'm saying like I'm super tired, but man, the gym is pretty tired, mostly when you're going super intense, but I feel like I still have some energy. I won't lie though, it's not the same as when I'm bulking, but I don't feel like a complete mess. I feel like I can for sure still function. I can still push myself pretty hard to at the gym and everything. So those are good signs. Those are good signs in a cut. Now, some bad signs that I would say during a cut would be if, let's say, you are just so tired, you're like nauseous all the time because you're so hungry, or like, just like if you're over dieting. I feel like taking it too fast, too quick can really lead to problems. So you want to kind of take it slow. Start off with maybe cutting down 300 calories from what you typically eat, and then just kind of start slowly bringing it down as you go. And then you'll see that it becomes a little bit easier to start doing it that way than to just go straight into a crazy cut. So we want to be mindful about all those things. Okay, we are not forgetting that we're going to be taking a new route to the gym because there has been some traffic on the way there that we kind of don't want to deal with. So I'll be taking that new route we've been taking. Man, Costco this morning was a little packed for what the time I went. I was like, damn, people be coming at like 11. Or what time did I go? Maybe like at 10:30 is when I got there. But in my mind, I was like, damn, people are just really up and about, just buying their stuff, which I don't blame them. The weekends is usually the time where people have the most time to do things. So what did I really expect? Sometimes I feel like I expect the weekends to be less packed in some places than I imagine, and then I get there and it's like it's hella packed. But I gotta remember it's the weekend, so people have way more time. But that's just me. And I keep thinking about it doesn't help that on the way to the gym I keep seeing a lot of food places, and it keeps making me think about Korean barbecue. Man, I was telling Jasmine we are going to be eating Indian buffet and Korean barbecue. Obviously not too crazy because we don't want to go too crazy. We have been saying that. But when we do eat it, I'm going to eat that thing till like that meal until I throw up. Mostly the Indian buffet and the Korean barbecues. Man, I miss it so much. I keep thinking about the smell of the beef cooking because I passed by one time when I was by TJ Maxx in this plaza, and they had a Korean barbecue spot, and I smelled the meat cooking, and it made me hungry. It made me so hungry. Right now I'm super hungry. It's usually the weekends where I feel like my diet can be a little bit off because I'm either doing more things because I have more time, but also because I feel like I go to the gym a little bit earlier than I usually do, and so I have to kind of like gauge my meals a little bit differently, and it kind of throws it off a little bit, which I'm not the biggest fan of, because sometimes I be coming to the gym super hungry, and that's not good. And then when I have a little bit more time during the day, or like I actually plan for it a little bit better, I can actually a little bit better, more fuller meals, so that way I can be set and I have some energy for the gym. But for some reason on the weekends, I don't know if it's just because it's the weekend and my body knows it, but I have more energy than I do during the week. I think it's just because I don't have to worry about work. I sort of just thinking about it just makes me tired. And I think just the weekend, not thinking about having to work the next day or anything like that, just gives me more energy. It boosts up my energy levels, and I think that's what it is, honestly. I'm hoping that we get to do some pull-ups. That's what we're gonna be doing because we did some pull downs last time, and then we're gonna do some cross bodies like we usually do. We're gonna then move over to some type of row. We've kind of been switching it up lately because it's been a little bit busy at the gym, so we haven't had access to everything or the machines that we kind of want to use during that time, and so we kind of have to improvise a little bit. So we're gonna see what we do for rows, but we are gonna be doing some type of upper back row and then a type of lower back row, so that way we can work on our full back. And then we're gonna do some shoulder Shoulders are pretty sweet and simple. Some lateral raises, some rear delts. And man, you're set. You are set. Then we're gonna hit the pose down. I'm thinking because this morning I did not do a morning walk, we're gonna do a little bit of cardio after. So we're gonna do a little bit of walking at or maybe we'll do a stairmaster for a little bit lower intensity. We'll do the stairmaster and hit it for maybe like 25 minutes, maybe 30. So it won't be too bad. But that does, I mean, I guess technically it marks a full working week of morning walks. And let me show you guys how much we've been walking and how many steps we've been getting. Let me put it on here. I'll put the picture right here so you guys can kind of take a look at it, and so you guys can see what I've been doing for the week. It's been nice to go on walks in the morning, kind of just check out the neighborhood. And next thing you know, I'm like an hour in. I'm like, damn, I need to go back home. Or no, not an hour in, but maybe like 30 minutes in. I'm like, oh, I need to go home, and so then I head over there. Anyways, let's go ahead and switch over to the next clip and let's see which machine we are going to be using. Let's go ahead and let's do our first set. We already did a bit of a warm-up, so we're just gonna go straight into it. I think we're gonna do maybe 70 for our first one. If that one feels pretty good and it moves pretty fast, we'll stick to that. If it moves too slow, then we're gonna have to move down, just to make sure we get a solid amount each time. At least a solid 6 to 8 is what we're aiming for. Even though I'm starting to hear people say that around 3 to 5 is the sweet spot, but I don't know. I feel like there's just so many different options now. You just never know what works and what does work. All right, let's just go hard with this one. Okay. We ended up getting 7 or 8. So I think on this next one, we're gonna do 67.5. Go grab that whole thing. We're gonna do some sandwiches on the way after this, so I'm pretty excited. So I'm gonna hit this one for one more. What I like to do is I like to add like a 1.5 or a 2.5 with the stack that's on there. If you kind of want to increase weight, but you don't want to increase, let's say, a full 5 pounds, or let's say you already like increase or whatever, and you want to just do two, right? So you can kind of just put it through you can just put it through this thing, honestly. And I don't see a lot of people utilizing this, to be honest. And they can do so much with this. They can break out of plateaus if they need to, and then kind of just go from there. Let me put it back. But it is a pretty good tool that you can use. And there's so many other things you can do. You can also add it to other weight stacks. But let's just go hard with this one. Let's see how it goes. Okay, that was pretty good. Let's go ahead and let's do one more just like that. I lost my AirPod, I think. Let me try to find my AirPod now. Unless I have it in my ear, because sometimes I forget that I have it. There it goes. This morning before the gym, I lost my little magnet for the mic, so I was just kind of going crazy trying to look for it. But we ended up finding it under the couch, and it was kind of hiding under one of the cat's furs, like kind of like a dust bowl that was mixing with some hairs, and it was right on top of it, so I couldn't find it until I used my flashlight. We're gonna take maybe like another 2 minute break, and then we're gonna go straight into it again. I think, honestly, I think this is a pretty good weight. I think we're gonna stick to this, and then we're gonna switch over to some cross body work, and maybe 2 sets. Oh my god. Okay, that was pretty good. Let's go ahead now and do some cross body work. I'm gonna go drink some water first though. Okay, let's go ahead and do our second exercise for lats. I kind of like to group my back into lats and then my overall back just because I feel like you need to do separate work for your lats. And let's say if you're doing like a row, honestly, you're not going to be working them out as much if you're actually doing lat work. So don't skip out on it. We're going to do 2 sets of this and then we're going to move over to some rows. We'll see what we get our hands on. But we're going to be at the gym for quite some time because we still got to do cardio after because we didn't do it this morning. So that's kind of on me. But let's go hard on this one. We're gonna start off with our left and then match our right with our left. Oh, oh my god. Okay. That six felt fucking harder than I thought. So I'm gonna take a quick 10-second break, 15 second, and then do all right. Oh my god. All right, what's up? And I'll rest. So right now there. What I like about this gym is that it has these windows so you can kind of see the whole entire outside of the lake, which is nice. It's nice to look at here and there, even though sometimes I mostly concentrate on my workout, but sometimes it's nice to kind of look outside here and there. All right, let's do it. Let's do the second one. Let's do 65 on this one, actually. We're going to start with our left and then match our right with our left. I need to drink some water after this, man. I'm hella thirsty. I don't know, I've just been extra thirsty recently, which kind of sucks. Maybe it's because it's cold. I don't even know.
Let's take a quick 10-second break because, man, that was tiring. But that was a really good one. You know what? Let's just go straight into it. I kind of want to move on already to some rows. I really should be taking a break. God damn, this one feels heavier.
I'm so sorry. Well, yeah, I've been there with my shoulders, so. Huh? As you know, I've had schools. Yeah, three. I've had three. Fortunately, I didn't need surgery. That's good. Yeah, they don't have to go on there. In terms of, you know, yeah, like not really anything. I've had like anything. Oh, that's good. So, you know, but you're back to okay. Yeah, I just visited my buddy in Utah this year for like 4 weeks. That was my first trip, and now I'm back. So. Yeah, it's still work. Same job.
Okay. Okay.
Only 2 days a week, but
Let's move on to some rows now.
it's better.
Let's go ahead and let's do our first exercise for our overall back. We're gonna do this one for, I'm thinking 2 to 3 sets. It just kind of really depends on how the second one feels. If on the second one I feel like I got a pretty good upper back pump and everything feels good, then I'll probably just stick to 2, and then I'll switch the handle, and then maybe do a little bit of lower back. Or if I feel like I need just a tiny bit more work, or if it feels just really good and I just kind of want to get an extra one, I'll do an extra one. We'll see. But let's just go hard with this one. I think for sure we're going to take off our shoes because it feels better. Oh, we're also using a new handle, which is this one right here. We're going to try to keep our elbows as high as possible so we can work on our upper back. And so we're just going to, yeah, just try to hit it. Let's see. Let me see how heavy this feels actually. It's actually pretty good. All right. Where did I leave my phone? Okay. That's pretty good. Yeah.
You want to go this right here?
Okay. Okay. That's pretty good. Let's do one more just like that. For sure. I need to drink some water right now because, man, I'm a little thirsty. Okay. Let's do our last one. I think we're going to stick to the same weight, and that should be good. I don't think I'm going to take off my shoes for this one just because I'm a little lazy. Okay. That's pretty good. Let's uh let's switch to the handle and let's do 2 sets of lower back. I'm gonna see what I end up grabbing for it. But I think even like a nice rope would be probably nice. I'll have to see what we grab though. Maybe even. I think we're gonna use this one right here. So the way we're gonna grab it is kind of this way. And I'm kind of gonna grip it kind of in a scoop. So that way when I pull in, I can just pull in with my elbows. And if I'm pulling in with my elbows, I'm getting more lat activation at the bottom, and I'm also working a little bit more on my lower back. That's what we're gonna be doing. This one should be just as good as any other one. But this one can also feel a little bit harder. So we'll see how many we can get on this first one. I think we're just gonna do 2, and that should be more than enough. Oh, I know. Madre de Dios. Okay. I think okay. What I'm gonna end up doing is I think I'm for sure gonna drop down. I'm gonna drop down on this one. I'm doing 60. I think I'm gonna move down to 55. So I can get a solid 7 to 8. But for this one, I'm gonna pause maybe 10, 15 seconds real quick. And then hit it for maybe 2 to 3 more. We'll see. And I forgot to drink water. Okay. One more just like that. I think that should be good. Hopefully we get actually through some cables after we're done with this. Okay. I changed my mind. Instead of doing 55, I think we're gonna do 50. And that should be pretty good because we're gonna take it nice and slow. Get up really good contraction and try to get a really good squeeze. So thankfully, man, we're also done with back after this one because I am super beat. I'm super hungry and I can't wait to get home to eat. We have some sandwiches waiting for us, and let's just say I'm pretty excited. All right, let's go ahead and do this next one. We take maybe like around 2 minute break. Nothing too crazy. Okay. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and get some cables so we can do some side. Let's go ahead and do our first set of lateral raises. We're gonna do it with the cable machine because that's how we like to do it. We're probably gonna sit here for 3 sets, and then we're gonna do some cables. No, sorry, not cables. Sorry, some free weights and do some lateral raises for maybe 1 set of that, and then do some reverse pec deck afterwards. So nothing too crazy. Okay, we got 7 on this side. Let's get 7 on this side. I'm gonna take a quick 10, 15-second break because man, I'll be running out of breath. Oh, things are feeling pretty good today. Oh my god. Let's do 2 more just like that. Let's do our second. So I think we're gonna stick to 20, which is pretty good, and we're gonna start with our left. Then on the third one, we're gonna start with the right. I think that should be pretty good. I the cat slept all over me last night, and so I um I slept kind of wrong, and the side of my neck just hurts a bunch every time I turn or I turn this way. I have like this crazy pain here, and it's because they like to sleep on top of us, and so we're always like all like crooked and everything when we're sleeping. So we're always in pain. We're always in pain. Well, let's go hard for the second one. We're gonna hit it for. Hopefully, we can get a solid 7 to 8, but we shall see because that last one was hella hard. We're gonna start with our left, like I mentioned. For some reason, my music never plays right away when I put my AirPods on. Yeah. Hmm. We can barely get that 7. Honestly, we got like 6 1/4. So let's play myself. 6 1/4 for a rut. we're for sure moving down on this next one. Let's go ahead. There's Dursa. We're gonna start with the right. And we went down the way to 17. Oh, fuck. All right, let's get 10. All right. We're gonna do one more. So with dumbbells, but I don't think I'm gonna record that one. But let's check the pump real quick because this is a pretty good angle. Let's see how things are looking. Nice. Okay, let's do some dumbbell. I want you to do a pump check now because I might get lazy later, to be honest, and then I won't do it. But we're almost pretty much done, which is nice because I'm already pretty tired. Let's go finish up with some rear delts. Oh, we still got cardio. I almost forgot about it. So we're going to do like 20, 30 minutes of cardio and then go home. All right. Let's go ahead and finish our back and shoulder day. We're going to do some reverse pec deck. I think we're going to do this one for, I'm thinking 4 sets. And that should be more than enough. We're going to try to aim from anywhere from 10 to 12 reps per. So a little bit more volume than we're usually doing for other muscle groups, but it is a bit of a smaller muscle, so I don't think it needs like a super heavy weight to stimulate. So let's do it. We're gonna do one hat at a time and then just kind of match it that way. We're gonna set this on this side. That's pretty good. Let's do two more just like that. Okay, we got it. Let's get it on this side. One more, and then one more done. All right, let's do it. Let's do it two at a time. Oh my god. No drum suckers. Okay. I think that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and do the pump check. Do some cardio and get out of here. Today was a pretty good day, to be honest. Everything felt pretty good. I didn't really get too much pain anywhere or anything. I didn't feel too tired, which was nice. And I saw a couple homies, which is always nice too. Was able to catch up with them for a little bit, and maybe at some point we'll start taking a few videos with a few of the homies here from the gym, maybe a couple lifts, and show you guys how they work out and how other people work out too. But in due time, in due time. Let's go ahead and do our last one now. Or not our last one. Let's go ahead and do the poster now. So, all right. So it seems like they turned on the lights, which is nice for us. But let's go ahead and check out the pump. What kind of damage we did. Okay. Let's say one more. But this is looking pretty good. Okay. That was pretty good. Let's go home now because we're actually gonna have to stop at Trader. Should we stop by Trader Joe's today? I'm not 100% sure. We might stop by Trader Joe's and get some stuff, but we might not. We'll see. We might get a little bit lazy. But thankfully, earlier today, the cat litter came, so we were able to treat those babies to a nice clean litter box today, and they were really super excited. Even though we typically keep it clean all the time, but they sure love their fresh litter. But man, today I don't know if we're gonna be doing any cardio today. Honestly, it was a pretty busy day. We're walking quite a bit. I think tomorrow we're for sure going to continue that morning walk grind. But I think today we're gonna take a bit of a break and just go straight home, and that should be pretty good. Today was a really good back and shoulder day. I can't wait to look back at the footage, and then we're gonna be uploading this on, or you guys are gonna be getting this on Monday. So you guys won't be getting it tomorrow, which is Sunday for me. Just to give me a little bit of a break on Sundays. So that's what we're gonna be into. That's what we're gonna do. But yeah, I'll see you guys on Monday. I hope everyone had a good weekend.